Today, we're getting into something I think we can all relate to, that feeling of total brain overload. We're going to look at the science and the cultural trends that are pushing us to the brink, but more importantly, we're going to uncover some really powerful ways to fight back, using our own biology and the choices we make every day.
So, does this feel familiar? You're just constantly running. Your mind is always on, and you just can't seem to get a moment of peace. Well, if you feel that way, you are definitely not alone. This kind of burnout is becoming the new normal. But why? Turns out, we're getting hit with a serious 1-2 punch.
First up, there's the money pressure. A recent study found that a staggering 83% of Americans are dealing with financial stress. They're even calling it stressflation. You know the feeling. It's that constant anxiety about rising prices, inflation, and just feeling insecure about your job.
And at the exact same time our wallets are getting squeezed, our brains are literally being starved of something they desperately need. More than half of the entire world's adult population is sleep-deprived. We're not getting that recommended 7 to 9 hours. And this isn't just about feeling a little groggy, you guys. It has some really serious consequences for our brain health.
Okay, so let's really unpack this, because what we're looking at here is the modern brain basically under siege from two different directions at once, the financial and the biological. This whole stressflation thing, it's like this constant, low-level hum of anxiety in the background of our lives. It's the worry about paying for groceries, filling up the car, making rent. It just follows you around all day, every day, and it keeps your nervous system totally on edge.
And check this out. This stress is not hitting everyone equally. The data's pretty clear. Younger generations are really bearing the brunt of this. You've got 67% of millennials and 58% of Gen Z reporting major financial stress. That's way more than older generations. They're trying to build a life in a much tougher economy.
And this leads to a really cruel irony. We know we're stressed out. We know we need help. But the very thing that's causing all the stress, money, is also the biggest reason we can't get that help.
I mean, look at this. We get it. A massive 93% of people say that mental health is just as important, if not more important, than physical health. So the awareness is absolutely there. We know we need to take care of our minds.
But here's the tough reality. Even though we know how important it is, 60% of people have had to skip out on getting mental health care for one simple reason. They just can't afford it. The solution is right there, but it's locked behind a paywall most of us can't get through.
And this, right here, this shows the vicious cycle we get trapped in. You can see how not getting enough sleep leads to real problems, like damage to the connections between our brain cells. It just creates this downward spiral. Our mental health gets worse, but like we just saw, the cost of getting help keeps us from breaking that cycle. So the brain is just left struggling to keep up.
So, okay, if the front door to getting well is blocked by money, is there another way? The answer is yes. Let's talk about the biological foundation of it all, sleep. It is your brain's non-negotiable, built-in reset button.
Now, to really get why sleep is so critical, we have to talk about something called the glymphatic system. Just think of it like your brain's personal overnight cleaning crew. It's this incredible network that's designed to clear out all the metabolic garbage that builds up in your brain during the day.
This system does 3 super important things, all while you're fast asleep. It clears out that toxic waste, it helps lock in your memories from the day, and it keeps your brain flexible so you can learn new things. If you don't get that nightly cleaning, those toxins just build up, and that can seriously mess with your thinking over time.
And the process itself is just wild. When you're in deep sleep, your brain cells actually shrink by up to 60%, which opens up all this space between them. That lets cerebral spinal fluid rush in and literally wash away all the waste products, like amyloid beta, which is that stuff famously linked to Alzheimer's. It's a literal brainwash, and it's absolutely essential for your long-term health.
So getting enough sleep, that's our biological defense strategy. But what about defending ourselves from all the chaos out there in the world? Well, a really interesting cultural response is starting to pop up as people just decide to opt out and build a different kind of life on purpose.
People are calling it the quiet life. And this isn't about being lonely or bored, no. It's a conscious choice to just step back from that relentless pressure to do more, be more, have more. It's all about finding peace and simplicity and doing things with intention.
This quote from a user on Lemonade named Molly, I think it just perfectly captures the feeling behind it. It's about shifting your focus from what other people think to what you actually need. It's a way of just appreciating yourself.
And here's another great take on it. For this person, Calm Carey, it was liberating. The quiet life isn't about running away. It's like hitting a pause button on all the chaos, so you can actually reconnect with yourself and appreciate the calm for a change.
So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, the whole movement is built on really simple but powerful habits. We're talking about things like positive affirmations, creating little self-care rituals, focusing on good nutrition, mindfulness, and connecting with people who share your values. They're just small, deliberate things you can do to take back your peace.
All right, so let's bring this all together. We've seen the insane pressures pushing our brains to the limit, but we've also looked at two really powerful ways we can start to fight back. So really, the path to reclaiming your own peace comes in two parts. It all starts with that biological foundation, making sleep a real priority so your brain can run that essential cleaning cycle every night. And then you pair that with a cultural response, choosing to live a quieter, more intentional life to turn down the volume on all the stress of the modern world.
You know, it really just comes down to this. We plug in our phones every single night without even thinking about it, right? We know they need to recharge to work properly. So the question I want to leave you with is, when are we going to start giving that same essential care to the most important and complex device we will ever own, our own brain?